All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and fire it up. It's showtime. It's showtime. Yeah, get loud. All right, well, I'm excited that we're all here. Welcome back to the 2023 Martin County Fair. My name is Mitchell Brown. I'm going to be announcing for you guys this week. Thank you all very much for coming out. Before we get started, though, and I introduce our judge, I'm going to go ahead and start us off in prayer. Lord, we come to you tonight. We just thank you for this place. We pray that you would just protect us all on our way homes tonight, Lord. And I pray that these kids would just learn something here tonight and enjoy every minute of it. We're so thankful for this place and all the help that you provided. In Jesus Christ's name I pray, amen. All right, here we go. Everybody in the back, get ready. But before that, I'm going to introduce our judge. Mr. Derek Drury is from San Angelo, Texas. He grew up with a diversified livestock background showing cattle, goats, and sheep. Derek was on competitive judging teams from 4-H and FFA age through college. Derek currently resides on a farm in Miles, Texas with his wife Stacy, daughter Laramie, and son Doss, where they operate Triple D Livestock. Derek has had the opportunity to judge livestock shows in over 13 states and all species. He is passionate about judging livestock, but more importantly, having the opportunity to work with today's youth in agriculture. Let's give him a giant round of applause. Thank you, Mr. Drury. We appreciate you. Class 1, Class 1. Y'all ready? Here we go. Your exhibitors in Class 1 are Sean Watson, Bailey Brooks, Caleb Lavalada, Allie Bussey, Paisley Fowler, Corbin O'Harian, and Parker Smith. Let's give them a giant round of applause. Have fun out there, kids. All right, I'd like to take a moment and thank some of our sponsors for this year: Edward Miller and Son, Palm City Sod, the Bureau of Direct Mail, Z Metalworks, Drigger's Ranch, A&A Supply, Florida Hydro Seeding and Erosion Control, Real Graphics and Design, 4L Land and Cattle, Kirschman Construction, Sailfish Roofing, and In Control Landscape. We'd like to thank you guys. Let's give them a big round of applause. We couldn't do it without you.
I think it's on. Yeah.
Okay, there's no button for it.
Yeah. Well, good evening, everybody. How are y'all today? Great group of kids that come into Class 1. Nice set of hogs as well. You know, as we come out here and we organize these classes and we do everything we can to kind of do the right thing as a judge, at the end of the day, I know and understand that it's a kid's project, and the responsibilities these kids are gaining from this thing and coming out here and being competitive in a show like this and a quality show with so many good animals across the board, I know it's tough. And so kudos to these kids, and thank you guys for the invitation to come out here and work with your young people and then as well sort the livestock in the same sense. Great group of hogs as a whole. For me, though, there's one that comes out here and just lands as a standout for me. Young lady over here in the white shirt with that gilt there. That blue-hipped one, that goggle-eyed thing is just so good in terms of that look of extension through that front one-third. Truly built like a show hog up front. I like the rib and definition that this one projects down the top side of that one's skeleton while still being functional and maintaining some flexibility on the move. I like that hog a good bit. So we go into second and third. I think that's where my decisions became more complicated. In second, we've got the young lady here in the white shirt with the belted hog. It's just so stout and so massive. I couldn't deny the power of that one to slide it any other direction. I landed on that one second. This hog coming at you and going away from you is as stout at the ground as you can make one. So pulled apart in terms of that skeleton. Sets the foundation for how much power and dimension that one has across its entire skeleton. I like the dimension in that guy. I'd sure like to soften up his rib cage just a touch and give him just a little more flexibility off of both ends while extending him out. But that's a whole lot of things to say about one that's bringing a whole lot of good to the table as far as power goes. And then we go to the black hog there on the far end in third. Young man's holding on to one. that is also powerful. Coming and going, that thing's got mass, he's got dimension, he's uber expressive. I want that one to be softer in terms of that rib and dimension to that skeleton through that center body, and I want him to get more flexibility as he goes. Granted, that's the one that's been running out here the whole time, and I'm sure he's worn himself down considerably as we get here towards the end of the class. But a nice hog from a muscle standpoint. Talk to the young man over here in the middle with the cowboy hat, and he's going to be fourth today. This hog's got some genuine width and dimension to him. I do want him to be bolder in terms of that rib shape and certainly more attractive through that front 1/3 in order to move higher compared to some of these other hogs. Nice set of hogs as a whole. All blue ribbon winners here in the first class. Let's put our hands together for all these kiddos here in Class 1.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. Let's give those exhibitors another big round of applause. All right, to those exhibitors out there, listen up. If you're first and second in your class, you need to stay in your pen throughout the entirety of the show, okay? Because you're going to be coming back. All right, first in that class is Allie Bussey. And second is Bailey Brooks. Big round of applause. All right, class two, be getting ready, be getting ready. Remember your pen numbers. Remember your pen numbers to help the guys out there helping in the back. Class two coming in right now. Your exhibitors in Class 2 are McKenna DuBois, Jordan Haddad, Jack Register, Jaden Chappell, Hayden Stump, Summer Jackson, Ella Alvarez, Nathan Bussey, and Matheson Little. Bring out the swine. All right, they're all in. That completes your class. All right, we're going to take a moment to thank a few more of our sponsors. Edward Miller and Son, Palm City Sod, IC Irrigation, Bosch Enterprises, Coastal Irrigation Service Incorporated, Agricultural Land Services Incorporated, H.E. Hill Foundation, St. Lucie Battery and Tire, Palm City, the Boat Lift Company, Bob and Jan Lines, Grindhard Ammo, Tractor Supply, and Ranch Feed and Pet Supply. Thank you all very much.
Another great set of hogs. We land on a trio of them that stick around in the class for discussion. I talked to those other kids individually, and man, we had a really nice deep set of hogs all the way through. Had some structure issues that kept some of them out of it, some rib shape differences that kept some of them out of the hunt. But we land on a trio of them that just happened to be the most fault-free of the set. The one that leads it for me, though, probably does the best of explaining that for me. When you talk about one that's complete, good looking, still got body, still got muscle, and still functional off of both ends, this multicolored one's the one that really stands out to me for having all of those traits. Not only is he good looking, not only is he big in that forearm, this gilt is so round and so robust in that center body and still square up on top of that skeleton while being flexible and functional. I like that one a good bit to come out here and win it. Then we land on 2 and 3 in here that just kind of have some faults for me as we kept on going through the drive. The young lady walks out with this belted one in second, and that hog really struck me hard when he walked into the gate. I knew that was going to be one that was going to roll into contention leading off because he's so clubby made in terms of his muscle and stoutness coming at you. I mean, he's so pried apart in terms of that blade and that knee. He's really pulled apart in terms of that chest, and from there back, he's really square in terms of his muscle shape. For me, that one's maybe just a notch outside of his skeleton in terms of his shoulder, and I would like him to be more flexible off of the rear end in order to go ahead and place him first in this particular class. Really nice hog to land in second. And then we've got another nice one that lands in third, a hog that's got some belly to it, a hog that's got some muscle coming and going. I would like that one to bolden up through its center skeleton, though. Young lady's holding on to a gilt that's just a little bit flatter at the top side of her forerib, maybe not as expansive in terms of that muscle shape up high. I do like that gilt, though, from a standpoint of flexibility and functionality. Nice set of hogs as a whole, even better group of exhibitors. If you would, help me in putting our hands together for all these kiddos that came through the show ring.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. First in Class 2 is Nathan Bussey, followed by Summer Jackson. Big round of applause for all these exhibitors. Well done. All right, we're clearing out the arena. Class 3. Class 3, be ready. Be ready to rumble. Remember, all the first and second place exhibitors, they have to stay in their pen. You're coming back. All right, here comes Class 3. Remember your pen numbers, guys. Remember them. Alrighty, your exhibitors in Class 3 are Bree Alvarez, Bailey Burrier, Nathaniel Falcone, Zoe Webb, Ella McCrae, Guy DeVito, Avery Popovic, Gavin Duncan, and Jackson Smith. Big round of applause for these kids. There you go, there you go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and thank some of our sponsors one more time. Thank you to Edward Miller and Son, Palm City Sod, the Bureau of Direct Mail, Z Metalworks, Drigger's Ranch, A&A Supply, Florida Hydro Seeding and Erosion Control, Real Graphics and Design, 4L Land and Cattle, Kirschman Construction, Sailfish Roofing, and In Control Landscape. Thank you guys. We couldn't do what we do without you guys and your support. Thank you very much.
Well, young man, I didn't mean to surprise you, but by a long shot, I think you come out here and you're able to win this race with that one. This black gilt right here, not only is she cool made and so round ribbed, she's still functional yet in terms of that skeleton. Lots of good pieces and qualities to that thing. I don't know that she's directly my kind. She's not as tall fronted as maybe as I would prefer and as shallow in terms of that skeleton to really give her that show hog look from the side. But she does by far the best job in this class of doing all that and still having substance, dimension, and flexibility in the same process. Young man's holding on to a barrel on the far side. This black one here, he's super big up high. This one is just chock full of shape from blade back. This thing is so wide as he goes away from you. I do want this one just to be a little more agile as far as feet and legs go as we compare that one back to the gilt ahead of you. Another nice hog, though, there as far as the muscle and stoutness goes. And we just got a good, fundamentally good one here. This crossed-up thing is one that's just stout-footed. He's stout at the ground. He's big enough in terms of his muscle shape. But to go along with that, this was the one that carried all of that muscle shape while still being flexible at the ground. I like this young man's hog from just an overall completeness standpoint. Nice set as a whole. Let's give all these kiddos a big round of applause on a job well done.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. First in Class 3 is Guy DeVito, followed by Gavin Duncan. Big round of applause for all these exhibitors. Class 4, begin ready. We're about there at that halfway point. And if you know me, you know what time that means, okay? It's wave 30, baby. Roger, kick it off. Come on, wave. I want to see a wave. Yeah, all the way. No, come on, man. That was sad. I'm going to make you guys do this all night till you get it right. Roger, kick it off. One more time. Boom! Yeah, hit it! All the way, all the way. Boom! Okay, now back again. One time right here. Start it up. Start it up. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that was right. All right, I'm satisfied. Class 4, let's ride. Class 4 exhibitors are Patrick Neves, Madeline Williamson, Ashley Beebe, Corrine Kolonowski, Olivia Lockwood, Haley Looning, Morgan Gearhart, Victoria Raleigh, and Hannah Sidden. Give them a big round of applause, guys. There you go. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for this year's fair: Edward Miller and Son, Palm City Sod, IC Irrigation, Bosch Enterprises, Coastal Irrigation Service, Inc., Agricultural Land Services, Inc., H.E. Hill Foundation, St. Lucie Battery and Tire, Palm City, the Boat Lift Company, Bob and Jan Lines, Grindhard Ammo, Tractor Supply, and Ranch Feed and Pet Supply. Thank you all very, very much. Could not do it without y'all.
top to bottom class is really a nice set. I told some of these young people that we had leave the ring earlier on in the class as we kind of sort these things bottom to top. I told some of those young people, I said, you know, you just kind of landed into a tough one. Great set of hogs as a whole, top to bottom. We've got some problems and we've got some things that I'd like to change about a few of those, and we'll discuss those differences. Young lady for me, though, brings out one that's the most fault-free. This belted hog is just a gilt that's really cool made, really good in terms of its underline, a hog that's great in terms of its feature and stoutness. As that one comes at me, I want that one to be pulled apart in terms of that chest and in terms of that blade. But boy, when you get past that and you don't single straight select that one, I love that one's body shape from there back, the amount of muscle and dimension that one carries down the top end while still being ultra functional. Really nice hog to go ahead and lead it for us. The hog in second, this is really the picturesque one for me. If we could just stand that one into a backdrop and not have to make that one move, that one's really creased up in terms of shape. That one's really cool in terms of the build of that front 1/3. I do wish he was maybe a blade, just a short bit longer in terms of his skeleton, and I would definitely like him to make him more flexible off of that rear end. Outside of that, though, I love that hog's shape. I love that hog's look. So much dimension, so much power. This one definitely comes out higher there at the top of that one's shoulder into that neck. I like that one's presence up front. Hog that lands in third is going to be this young lady here closest to me. A hog that's just super powerful, super dimensional and functional in that skeleton. Maybe doesn't have the wow pieces that are in those that are just ahead of it, but a really nice hog that's just got some stoutness and functionality to it. Nice set of hogs as a whole. Even better group of young people. Let's put our hands together for all these kiddos that just came through the show ring.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. First place in Class 4 is Morgan Gearhart, followed by Victoria Raleigh. Next is Madeline Williamson, Haley Looning, Patrick Neves, Ashley Beebe, Corrine Kolonowski, Olivia Lockwood, and Hannah Sidden. Well done. Class 5, let's do it. Class 5 is in the ring, ready to go. Pig's coming, pig's coming. Shout out Colin Verity. What's up, dude? Here they come, here they come. Let's go, let's go. I'm getting pumped, dude. In a big way. They're jamming out down there at the concert. I'm jamming down up here. Head bobbing the whole time. Last couple pigs on their way. Let's ride. Here we go. Your exhibitors in Class 5 are Kaylee Borner, Jacqueline Rawls, Tucker Powell, Tyler Wood, Joey Falcone, Wade Sheltra, Charles Popovic, and Tate Powell. Give them a big round of applause.
Young lady drives this one into the class and just kind of wins it handedly based off of some completeness. This hog coming and going is stout enough. We've got plenty of power and shape and expression down the top side of that one skeleton. But I think the most important part is we cover all of our basics while still having some show hog appeal as we look through that front 1/3, still being super functional and flexible. By far the most functional one as far as feet and legs in this particular class. Hog that rolls into second, I'm sure everybody from the outside loves that one's power. I got to fix him, though, structurally, guys. That one's a little bit straighter than I'd prefer off of both ends of his skeleton. His stoutness is what brings him to the top of this particular class. Nice hog there from a power standpoint in second. Young man over here with the white one and the cowboy hat is holding on to one that's just super complete as well. Similar to our class winner, but where we sacrifice on this one is in the total power and just muscle volume, especially as we start this one. This one's not as pulled apart in that blade, definitely not as bold in terms of that shape up high as our class winner. This hog maybe even could be leveled out of that hip ever so slightly. But that's being ultra critical on one that covers the basics of having enough mass and dimension while still being functional in terms of that skeleton. That's the reason why he lands in third there. Nice set of hogs as whole. Let's put our hands together for all the clip exhibitors here in Class 5.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. First in Class 5 is Kaylee Borner, followed by Joey Falcone, Tyler Wood, Wade Sheltra, Jacqueline Rawls, Charles Popovic, Tucker Powell, and Tate Powell. Excellent job. Big round of applause for those kids. Class 6 coming in. Here we go. Your exhibitors in Class 6 are Ella Moray, Madison Waller, Jake Arrington, Kaylin Jacobs, Jackson Greer, Angelina Butler, Cameron Kolonowski, and Allison Yanez. Big round of applause for these kids. Here comes the pigs. They're cracking the latches right now. Way to be there, boys. Way to be there. Top hand award, Dylan Barber. Only need two more. Sorry, one more. Here it comes. Coming in hot. Yeah, buddy. Class 6.
Sure, I made this young lady terrified that wins the class. I looked at her a couple times and really didn't give her much attention since, because in my mind, this was the one that kind of led it for me from the get-go. This one walks into the ring and just really gives us a presence of look and just show appeal through that front one-third. A hog that's got dimension and body to it, hog that's stout enough and functional enough. Young lady there on the far end is going to be our class winner with a nice one. Young lady rolls into second with a really nice belted gilt, and this one just continued to grow on me through the class. And I continued to look back at this one throughout that class. Young lady showed the wheels off of this gilt, and what she is super good looking, attractive, really good in terms of that shape and dimension where she starts in that blade, big in terms of that back shape. If I'm going to change that one, I want to stouten that one up as she goes. And I think if we're going to single trait select that one, then maybe she gets sorted further down the line. But as far as the basic build of that one's functionality, having a good structure underneath that one, just still really being stout enough coming. And as we peer that one down the top side of that skeleton, that one easily worked up for me. I'm going to go ahead and call her complete and land her in second. Young lady's hog here in third. Another one that's got some functionality and body to it for me. I need that one to be more aggressive in terms of its expression. That one's not quite as creased up in terms of its shape as even the hogs on either end of that one. But for a third place one, that was the most functional one that still had some body and dimension and still had some feature to it through that front one-third. Nice set of hogs as a whole. Let's give all these young people a big round of applause on a job well done.
All righty, Class 6. First in Class 6 is Cameron Kolonowski. Second is Madison Waller. Followed by Angelina Butler. Kaylin Jacobs. Jackson Greer. Ella Moray. Allison Yanez. And Jake Arrington. Well done. Give these exhibitors a big round of applause. We're proud of you kids. Class 7 coming in. Here they come. Your exhibitors in Class 7 are Kara Kolonowski, Adeline Becker, Garrett Garcia, Gretchen Becker, Blake Bailey, River Zapatka, Hannes Harper, and Alyssa Elmore. Give them a big round of applause. This is your last class until the grand drive. Last one. All you first and second place exhibitors, be ready to rumble here in a minute. Alrighty, I'm going to take a moment to thank some of our sponsors. Thank you to Edward Miller & Son, Palm City Sod, the Bureau of Direct Mail, Z Metalworks, Driggers Ranch, A&A Supply, Florida Hydro Seeding and Erosion Control, Real Graphics and Design, 4L Land and Cattle, Kirchman Construction, Sailfish Roofing, and In Control Landscape. Once again, we can't say it enough. Thank you guys very, very much. We could not do it without you. Here we go, Class 7, let's roll!
Great group of kids. Definitely a class that gets a notch more challenging for me as we work through them. I don't know that I just landed on any of those that I thought were absolute stunners that ended up at the top end of the class, but just kind of some genuinely good built, good structured type of hogs that got enough product to them. The one that wins it for us is obviously the show barrow of the set. This barrow here is the tallest fronted, most extended, most attractive, and by far the squarest off of both ends of his skeleton, while being functional enough in terms of that groundwork and in terms of the way that one's angled, in terms of its blade and the way that one moves out of that rear 1/3. I would like to change a few things about that one, but ultimately that's the one that projected the most look while still being powerful and sound enough. Hog that lands in second for me is going to be the young lady over here with the blue hipped one. This blue hipped hog is one that's just really complete in terms of functionality and product. I would like to make that one maybe a touch more massive, but at the end of the day, that one carried the most product to go along with functionality for me. And then the young man that lands in third, here's a hog that just continued to move up as far as its stoutness at the ground, coming and going. That hog's as stout as any of them as far as blade width and hip width. That hog's got plenty of muscle wrapped around those things. For me, that thing needs to ease down in its top line and just better utilize those rear two for me for it to move any more forward. I like that set of hogs quite a bit, though, here at the top end of the class. Let's congratulate all these young people with a big round of applause.
Thank you, Mr. Drury. All right, first in Class 7 is Kara Kolinoski. Second is Gretchen Becker, followed by Blake Bailey, Adeline Becker, Garrett Garcia, River Zapatka, Alyssa Elmore, and Hannes Harper. Let's give them a big round of applause. Here we go. It's about that time. The Grand Drive, Grand Drive. First place, first place. Your exhibitors for the Grand Drive who earned first in their class are Allie Bussey, Nathan Bussey, Guy DeVito, Morgan Gearhart, Kaylee Borner, Cameron Kolinoski, and Kara Kolinoski. Let's give them a big round of applause. Here they come. Here we go. All right, this is my last chance to read off a few more sponsors. Thank you to Edward Miller & Son, Palm City Sod, IC Irrigation, Bosch Enterprises, Coastal Irrigation Service, Agricultural Land Services, H.E. Hill Foundation, St. Lucie Battery and Tire, Palm City, the Boat Lift Company, Bob and Jan Lines, Grind Hard Ammo, Tractor Supply, and Ranch Feed and Pet Supply. Thank you all very much. We could not do this without you. Big round of applause for our sponsors. Thank you all.
All right, kiddos, if y'all will just go ahead and hold the drive for just a second, y'all relax for just a minute. As I want to kind of break down some things for you, not necessarily about hogs, but just about the genuine reality of showing livestock. And we all experience it, and we all have the opportunity standing ringside to obviously send a kid through it, whether it's your own or whether it's someone you're helping or whatever the case is. And I just kind of bring back to the scenario some things that come to mind in recent days. Right now at home, it's stock show season in Texas, and we just kind of kicked it off with one of the biggest ones of them all, the San Antonio Stock Show. And, it's a great stock show. There's always a lot of fun competition. But I'll tell you, I'm going to give my hats off to you guys, because there's one thing that we don't have in Texas that you guys got right here in Florida and right here in Martin County, and that's the ability to cheer and yell for whoever it is. So congratulations to you guys on being fantastic as far as people go. Now, with all those being said, I just want to kind of bring back some stories and some things that come to mind as we exhibit livestock and we go throughout the rest of the week. For me, this thing's challenging, especially if you want to play at the very top of it. If you come in here and you really want to be competitive at this thing, it's very challenging, because your kids are going to learn so much from what it takes to be this much better in the show ring compared to another kid. And that doesn't matter if it's the physical hog itself or the showmanship. All of these things stand out. And I'll tell you, I know showmanship's coming up in a couple of days, and I look forward to it, because showmanship was one thing I was always proud of. I may not have had the ability as my family to be able to purchase the most expensive or the most elite animals, but by golly, I worked my butt off to make sure I was at that ring at the end of the day and be as competitive as I could. And that's one thing that I'll hand to you kiddos that stand here in the ring before us. You guys have worked your tails off to get here. Kudos to you guys. If you would, put your hands together for all the kids. I know how I like them. We've talked the pigs individually. I'm going to show you your grand in reserve. One more time, hands together for all these kiddos out here in the show ring. Thank you.
Your grand champion is Guy DeVito! Way to be there! Congrats, buddy.
Sure, you guys are tired of hearing me, but y'all have thoroughly enjoyed watching your kids out here as I try to spend as much extra time with them as possible and do my due diligence that I was hired to come out here and do with your young people. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with these kiddos out here in the show ring and all of these kids that were able to walk through the ring. But I'll tell you that there's another group of people that we all need to thank and put our hands together for. That's the people that run the county show. There's a lot of people in the background. There's a lot of familiar faces that you see right here. If y'all would put your hands together, I'm going to go out here and show you your reserve grand. Really nice set of hogs as a whole. Be glad to talk to some of these exhibitors as they leave the ring about some of the differences that I would see in their hogs and how I'd like to change them. But a great set as a whole. One more time, put your hands together for all of these people, exhibitors, and the help here at the county fair.
Your reserve champion is Allie Bussey! Give her a big round of applause. All right, guys, thank you so much for coming out and supporting these kids. We appreciate all of you. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. And thank you again to all of our help in the back, Mr. Dennis, Miles, Chili, Miss Kathy, Elva. Shout out, Elva. We appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much. Drive safe. We're going to see you guys tomorrow. Steer show, steer and heifer show.